What is up, guys? In today's video, I want to bring you my way too early top 10 for this upcoming 2019 draft. It's my sort of mock draft. I just want to talk about 10 players that could go top 10 in this next draft, because it's really hard at this point to kind of predict a full round of mock drafts. I'm just going to do 10 as of right now, and again, I could be very wrong on this, but those guys are already pretty established. Depending on the year they have in front of them, they could all go top 10. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, if this is your first time on this channel, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, because I do a ton of hockey related content and you don't want to miss anything else. Also, at any point during this video, make sure you comment the names I don't have on my list that you think could go top 10 next year. It's always great to get a conversation going down below, so make sure you do that. Now, this is also a chance for me to wear my QMJHL jersey. There's only one prospect for the QMJHL in my top 10, and it starts the list at number 10 with Raphael Lavoie. Now, he was very close to a point per game, a decent playoff, a decent U18 tournament for Team Canada. 63 points in 67 games are officially his stat. He is a centerman, could play right wing as well. He's 6'4", 192, so that's already an NHL ready frame, so keep an eye on this guy next year. He could have 90 points in the queue and could end up being top 10 for sure. At number 9, we have Cam York, a defenseman that plays in that U18 program for that USA prospect likes to do nowadays. He, like I said, 5'11", 165, so it could add a bit of more strength to his bulk, but he's very smooth, he's very skilled. Again, another guy that had a great U18 tournament from Team USA last year, so just keep an eye on this guy, because I'm going to use his USHL stats right now. That's what I did for all the prospects coming up in that US17, U18, and USHL program. They play in 3 different leagues, so 14 points in 33 games is nothing to scoff at. They could definitely add to those numbers with adding a bit of more size to him. He could potentially be the second best defenseman in this draft. At number 8, we have left winger Peyton Krebs. Again, 5'11", 172 is his frame. Could add a bit more strength as well, but he's a very good forward. 54 point in 67 game in his rookie season in the WHL. That's very impressive. He could potentially not double his number, but really close to that, posting around 80, 90 points next year for sure. We always see this type of jump, and of course, getting a full year in. It's also a great thing for every prospect that I mentioned in this list. So keep an eye on this guy, because he's definitely skilled. He's got everything to succeed. Just needs to add a bit more size, and has a really good year next year. Could go top 10 for sure. One thing I want to mention as well is that this 2019 draft could be very stacked in center. So compared to the 2018 draft that we saw last year, not a lot of elite centermen were in this draft. But this, on my top 10, I have 5 centermen. So that's huge. So team like the Montreal Canadiens that want to draft another defenseman in the top 10 next year, because let's be honest, they're going to finish bottom 10 for sure. This could be a chance for him to really kind of stock up in that center position. So that's interesting to see. Also, a lot of prospects from the U18 program in the USA, and a lot of prospects from the WHL as well. So sometimes we tend to think that the OHL are always going to be on top in terms of the CHL leagues, but this year seems to be the WHL. So without further ado, let's just carry on. At number 7, we have Dylan Cozens. Now, another centerman on this list. Played in the WHL last year, 53 points in 57 games is very impressive. He is 6'3", 176 pounds, so he's got the initial frame. Could have a bit more strength as well, being close to 190, 195 would be ideal here. But again, close to a point per game in the WHL when it's your D-1 year, it's very impressive. So again, look for him to post around 90 points. He's definitely one of the best centermen in this draft, probably a 3rd or 4th. So keep an eye on this guy, because he's definitely, in my mind, going to go top 10. At number 6, we have Alex Turcotte. Now, he's one of my favorite prospects on this list. Played again in that U18, U17, and USHL program. 32 points in 31 games were his stats in the USHL. He is 5'11", but already 194. So that's that's a good frame for sure. He is committed for the University of Wisconsin, not this year, but next year. So again, this could be one of the prospects that ends up playing 1 or 2 years in the NCAA before fully being NHL ready. But this guy, another centerman, he's very skilled and could be a top 6 centerman for sure. I have no doubts that he'll go in the top 10 next year. Again, I could be wrong, but he's really one of the guys that I feel like won't necessarily go top 5, but his spot between 6 and 10 in my mind is almost safe. At number 5, we have Kirby Dach, another centerman, 6'4", 185, another big frame, could add a bit of a scoring touch to his name because he played in the WHL last year at a total of 7 goals and 39 assists, 46 points, and just over 50 games. So again, close to a point per game, but definitely needs to add to his scoring touch, and that's going to be his main focus heading in another year in the WHL. 6'4", you know, he's not entirely finished. Could be 6'5", could be 6'6". So again, could be a huge centerman that can be a pain in your opponent's defense for sure. So keep an eye on this guy because I think he could very well go top 5 in the next draft. At number 4 is Alexander Newhook. Now, his position is not clear because he's also a guy from the because he played right wing, left wing, center, and he's one the prospect coming from not an unknown league, but a league that, you know, very few prospects go that way, and that's the BCHL. It's a very good league. It posted some amazing numbers in that league. 22 goals, 44 assists, 66 points in 45 games. That's impressive. He's definitely one of the most skilled forward in this draft for sure. He's 5'11", 183, so the NHL frame is almost there, almost up to point. So keep an eye on this guy because he's very skilled and could go top 5. I have him at number 4 right now. Of course, that list could always change, but keep an eye on this guy for sure. At number 3, we have in my mind the best defenseman in this draft, and that's Bowen Byram. Now again, sorry if I mispronounced his name. Sorry if I mispronounced any name. It's not my area of expertise for sure, but he played in WHL last year, 27 points in 60 games. Had a chance to play in the U18 for Team Canada. Wasn't necessarily the best tournament for him because he played as a depth role of 6 or 7 defenseman. He's 6 foot, 179. He's got everything going for him. He's a smooth two-way defenseman. His skating abilities are great. So I'm really keeping an eye on this guy because I think he could post a point per game next year in the WHL and could be, in my mind, he's already the best defenseman in this draft, but it could very well go top 3. So keep an eye on this guy in the following year. Now the best 2 prospect. It was really hard to predict who was going to go number 1 because of course you're going to say Jack Hughes is going to go number 1, and it's been the consensus number 1, but at number 2 I have a Finn with the kick-ass name, and that is Kaapo Kakko? Again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name, or I don't know exactly how you say it, but nonetheless, let's forget his name and just focus on his amazing ability and his skill set. He's a right winger that played in the Junior A league in Finland, He posted 55 points in 38 games. He's going to play in Liga next year, so he's going to play against men, and I think he could be one of the guys that's ready to jump to the NHL right after a draft year for sure. Very interesting what kind of numbers he's going to post in Liga. I think he can have like something around 35 points in 50 games if I had to predict, which is very, very good for a 17-year-old in a men's league. Keep an eye on this guy because he could go number 1 because he's so skilled. His skating abilities, his shot, his hands, everything is going for him. Of course, it's getting a winger at number 1. You need to make damn sure that he's the best player in this draft because at number 1 we have Jack Hughes. He's posted some crazy numbers in the USHL and the U17 and U18 program. He had 2 points per game in the USHL, which is insane. He's 5'10" and 161 pounds, so he definitely needs to bulk up a bit just to be a bit more help his game in the corners. But he's so elite. His shot, his skating abilities is through the roof. He's by far the best offensive player in this draft for sure. 2 points per game in the USHL, that's almost never heard of. So just keep an eye on Jack Hughes and Kaapo Kakko because I think the battle for the number 1 spot could be a lot closer than people think. And it's really hard to tell. But those guys will go top 3 for sure. I don't see any guys, unless Kakko has some sort of disappointing year in Liga, but even that, those guys are the number 1 and number 2 in my mind, and then there's a gap. Well, it depends what your team needs, but in the draft, well, you get the best player available. That's usually the mindset the teams want to go for. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts on this 2019 way too early top 10, but it's always great to get the conversation going. Being an Abs fan myself, I need to get into what player I want to draft because I think this might be a rough year for the Montreal Canadiens. I'm moving to Toronto though, so that's also something I'm going to talk to you in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys later.